Most of you will disagree with me, but I think Monad is going to be the next big blockchain. When you go to Twitter, some persons are criticizing Monad because of their airdrop structure, but there are some other persons that are still very much bullish on it. So what I want to do in this video is to point out, first, reasons why I'm bullish on Monad, and secondly, I'm going to talk about the effect of Monad airdrop. So before we get started, make sure to like this video right now and subscribe to this channel. And let's start with, why am I bullish on Monad? The first reason why I'm bullish on Monad is locked tokens are not stakeable. So let me make you understand this thing very well. So if you look at Monad tokenomics right here, what you notice is the team token is locked, investors tokens are locked, public sale is unlocked, category lab treasury is locked, and then airdrop is unlocked. Now, what they're trying to tell you is these ones right here that are locked, they are not stakeable. And why is this actually a big thing? Well, projects like SU and Aptos had rumors like people were allowed to actually stake their locked token, which will give them leverage to earn reward from those tokens that are staked. And in return, they can choose to sell these staking rewards. And mind you, that is a lot of tokens, because imagine if the team here are allowed to stake 27% of the token, and even investors are allowed to stake this 19%. That's going to be crazy, because imagine if staking reward is between 4 to 10%. So let's assume 4%, for example. These people right here are getting staking rewards, which is going to be over hundreds of millions of dollars. Now imagine if they have to sell those tokens to the public market. Mind you, their locked token is still there, but they're using their locked token to actually farm reward. But what Monad is doing right here is to change this entirely. No one is allowed to actually stake locked token, and I think this is a very good one. You can see it here from their CEO, which says locked Monad tokens are not stakeable. Time and time again, in previous blockchain launches, the crypto community has had the same complaint. Insiders' ability to stake and earn reward, liquid or otherwise, on locked tokens. We have had those complaints and are taking a firm stance on this matter in efforts to set a new standard for the space. And this is actually a great one. So in essence, the only tokens that will be circulating is those that are available on public sale and the airdrop token, which is somewhere around 10% of the total supply, which you can find right here, which is about 10% of the supply right here, which you can see is going to be available to the public. Although they do have another option here, which is ecosystem development, but I don't know how this is going to go, because their docs here only says only 10% is going to be available. So we get to find out more details about that on or before they go live. The second reason why I'm bullish on Monad is the project under its ecosystem. Now note that Monad is still under the testnet phase, and mainnet is scheduled to go live on the 24th of November. But regardless of being in testnet phase, individual projects under Monad has raised over $100 million. You can see that from this tweet right here, where Monad itself excluded has raised $244 million. You can see other ones here that have raised $30 million. Kuro has raised $13 million. The next one, $9.4 million. And you can see all of that. When you add up all of these ones down here, that brings total amount raised from Monad to over $100 million, which is a big thing compared to previous blockchains that have launched. zkSync, Starknet, Arbitrum, most of the projects under their ecosystem were not able to get this huge amount of funding, which I think is a very good thing for the Monad ecosystem. And for those that missed out on the airdrop, I think some of these projects here are going to still give out airdrops. So what you can do is to start using their platform when mainnet goes live, and that might be one of the reasons you'll be eligible for their airdrop, but that is not a financial advice. You can actually check out them very well if you want to find out if any of them are going to do airdrop. The next reason why I'm bullish on Monad is the performance. Monad is EVM compatible, meaning every Ethereum application would run smoothly on Monad, but also faster and cheaper in terms of fees. For context, Ethereum does less than 30 transactions per second, and for the gas fee, you guys know sometimes when it is congested, the gas fee is very, very expensive. I've paid $100 for Ethereum gas fee before, even as high as $300. On the other hand, Solana does between 2,000 to 5,000 transactions per second, but Monad is promising 10,000 transactions per second. This simply means you're getting the security of Ethereum with the speed of Solana combined together. That's actually going to be ballistic. The fourth reason why I'm bullish on Monad is the team and the hype around Monad ecosystem. If you look at the airdrop structure, you see that Monad has been able to give itself a lot of hype just because of the way it executed their airdrop. And that is how I think they are going to move on, going into mainnet. But aside from that, the team has actually been active, going from the CEO to the growth manager to most of the staffs of Monad. They are actually active, especially on Twitter, and this is a very good thing because people want to see teams that are proactive and show up every single day. So with that, let's go over to the final part of this video, which is the controversies around the airdrop and what is going to be the effects going forward. A total of 289,000 accounts were eligible for the Monad airdrop, but only 70% of it has been claimed. You can look at this blog post right here, out of which that accounted for 76,000 unique wallets are eligible to claim the Monad airdrop. But a lot of persons are not happy with these results. That's because a lot of persons actually did testnet on Monad. At some point, I think over 300 million wallets did the Monad testnet. But with the look of things, none of those wallets were eligible for the airdrop. The airdrop was given to different categories. The first one is Monad community. Second one is on-chain users, crypto community, and then Monad builders and crypto contributors. To make you understand this thing very well, I'll just say there are different categories of people that received the Monad airdrop. The first category is via social media, people that are way active and probably has a lot of followers, especially on Twitter. Although there were results showing that even people with less than 5,000 followers or even 1,000 followers were still eligible for the airdrop. Myself, I am also eligible for the airdrop where I got around 88,000 tokens. But that's not part of the reason why I'm going to support Monad for the airdrop. So while some persons are happy that they got the airdrop, majority of the persons, especially the testnet users, are unhappy for the airdrop. And this is a serious concern because a lot of these persons has resorted to criticizing the Monad ecosystem and the airdrop structure. Personally, I think the team knows why they choose to reward these persons over the testnet users, because imagine if you have to reward 300 million people, or let's say they're able to divide it and then reward, let's say 10 million to 20 million wallets. Some persons are still going to criticize it. So they do know the reasons why they choose this particular method to go for the airdrop route. But one thing the Monad team was able to put up instantly to reduce this feud from some of these persons that did not get the airdrop was the public sale. And I think that's a very, very good thing they did. So if you're not eligible for the airdrop and you believe Monad is actually going to do very well, then go ahead and participate in public sale on Coinbase. That is actually what they are telling you. And I think that's a very good way for you to make money if you did not get the airdrop. I've actually done a video about how you can actually participate for the public. So if you want to check out that video, I'm going to leave a link to that video in the description. One other thing I'm going to say is when Q actually launched, they decided not to do airdrop. Rather, they actually conducted public sale, which is the same thing Monad is doing right now. Mind you, not every person that actually used Q were eligible for the public sale. Just about 99,000 persons out of millions of wallets that participated in Q testnet. But a lot of persons still criticized it, and one thing you also need to note is the criticism was temporarily. Right now, when you go to Twitter, you see that a lot of persons are actually bullish on Q. So I believe the criticism could be temporarily, but over time, they could get over it if they get to play their card very well. The summary of this video is going to be community is very important, and then again, you can actually deny that Monad is actually building something great, even though there are a lot of layer 1 blockchains right now, and we simply do not need a new layer 1 blockchain. But Monad is actually offering something different, especially with the fact that they are building on EVM. But then again, every person is entitled to their opinion. So please don't insult me if I sound too bullish on Monad. I've just been able to state the few facts I'm actually seeing for myself. I think it might be worthwhile if you stick around to see what actually unfolds, especially after their mainnet. There could be opportunities for you to make money from Monad ecosystem. And so guys, we have come to the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed this. If you did, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.